when you look at your family history, what do you hope you're carrying forward? What are some things you're not leaving behind?
I love what you said about carrying resilience. I think the biggest thing, and I think this kind of goes back to a little bit of the Philly stuff too, is generally grit.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of grit. Um, that feels like something my parents have, that a lot of my family maybe has. Also, I think something I think about my grandfather. There's a line too. Judy is my grandma, my mom's mom, and there's a line about chick in there, and that was my grandfather Charles. And I think about him a lot. I'm very lucky to have three out of my four grandparents alive, and he's the only
Sure.
one who's passed. And him and my other grandfather retired recently. My grandfather who passed, he did not shut down his allergy. He was an allergist practice. Like
Hmm.
my mom shut it down once he had like a huge heart problem and couldn't practice anymore. And my other grandfather retired very late into his career, not because they like they both just loved working. Really, really loved what he did. My grandfather Chick, who's cited in the song, like he always went to conferences too. I just feel like there's something there about really earnestly loving what you do and earnestly trying to be really good at it and earnestly showing up
Hmm.
to it and getting better at that thing all the time. Um, and I think there's even my parents, maybe even to a detriment, like are very work focused people. Like I've tried to describe it to my friends. There was no one was ever like having a cup of tea when I was growing up or like going for a nice walk,
Mm.
which I don't think is like wonderful. I do a lot of both of those things now, but to their credit, like very, very work focused. And again, I think there's a lot more to life than that, but there is something that I respect about like being really serious about what you do and showing up to that thing. And I know in my life, like I definitely value living life too and a lot of other stuff. And I love what I do. I mean, I'm also a waitress, but the idea of like really respecting what you do and showing up to it. And I do find like, with purpose and drive and grit and like having shit to do, it kind of solves a lot of your problems, at least in my experience. Like, there's going to be problems, but I feel like having shit to do kind of keeps me a little bit more solution oriented in life's problems, and it sort of weeds out most of the bullshit and puts things in their right priority perspective. Like if I have too much time on my hands and I'm not doing the shit I have to do, little
Hmm.
things my mind is just going to take and make a mountain out of a molehill.
I see.
So that like work thing, respect thing, and grit, I think is something in my family that yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and I've been thinking about this lately too, because like so often we think about like what's your trauma, but also like what's your trauma? Like we don't think about like what are the strengths. We're always like, oh, the
Yeah, I
trauma.
love that.
And also just like and me dorking out, I'm also thinking of like, oh, what we internalize like almost everything, I think. So like I was like, I wonder what like movie stars internalize. They internalize a lot. What do politicians internalize?
Yeah.
Like we're all internalizing a lot of stuff. I don't think that we only talk about the bad stuff or the stuff that's clearly questionable,
Yeah,
you
totally.
know?
But that's really
uh,
nice to think about. I love that yeah, I don't even, it's not something I've heard people talk about a lot, like internalizing trauma, but also internalizing resilience. It's really beautiful.